What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
Very good question. He said, when were the 12 tribes? He said, give me that Exodus when they came. I want 70 souls first. 70 souls went in, and then it was 600,000 besides the women and children. Hey, no, matter of fact, no. Give me Exodus 4:22. When were they established? Let's see what God says. Exodus 4:22. And then find me the other two scriptures.
Exodus chapter 4, verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, Thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
So, first of all, we're talking about in Egypt when we were in slavery under Pharaoh. God says, he told Moses to tell Pharaoh, let my people go. Give me Genesis 49. Let my people go, and Israel, because Israel is his firstborn. That's God's people. We are direct descendants from God. We're God's firstborn. Genesis 49:1.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons.
So, right here, Jacob called his sons. So Jacob is our forefather, right? Hold on. Jacob is our forefather, right? He called his sons, which are the 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes were established in the book of Genesis, right? Go ahead.
Gather yourselves together.
So he said, all my 12 sons in the book of Genesis now. You know what Genesis means? Huh? It means the beginning. It means the beginning. So when were they established? In the beginning. So read that again.
And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last day.
But here's the difference. I got you. So he established the 12 sons in the beginning. Guess what happened? Those 12 sons had children, had a multitude of children. And in the last days, as he just said, he's going to tell you what's going to happen to you in the last days. In the last days, those children went into slavery on ships, according to the Bible.
That's right.
Those same children disobeyed God. That's why you see, oh my bad, that's why you see here, American blacks. This is part of your question too? Yeah. So how is it that these people became this people? We went over it earlier, in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Because we've broken God's commandments, the descendants of these 12 sons had to suffer punishment. Right. Let's show you something. Amos chapter 3.
Check it out.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1. I want you to hear this too, brother. Read.
Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
So God says, hear this word that I spoke against you, O children of Israel. So is it for our benefit or is it for our demise? It's for our demise, right? Because he's speaking against us. It's not to us, but against us. Go ahead.
Against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying.
So there it is again. Remember, he brought us up out of the land of Egypt under Moses during the Exodus, right? He's talking to us. Go ahead.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
So God says, out of all the nationalities you see on the earth, you see Chinese people, you see white people, you see Arabs, so on and so forth. God says he only knows the children of Israel out of everybody that's created.
Right.
This is some important stuff. They're never going to teach you this in school. They're never going to teach you this in the workplace. God only knows the children of Israel. Let's keep reading.
Therefore, I will punish you.
He says, because I only know you, I'm only going to punish you. That's why you never seen a Chinese Trayvon Martin. You never seen an Arab Eric Gardner. You never seen a Japanese Sandra Bland. Why those things don't happen to them? Why is it only us? Now, I'm not saying police don't kill white folks, but how is it if I get shot? Do you know they plaster the victim's picture all over the news? Wasn't Trayvon's picture plastered all over the news? It was more than George Zimmerman, in my opinion, but George Zimmerman was the murderer. Why is it the victims are making the news as though they're the criminals? Meaning, we are demonized as a people in this land.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquity.
How is it? God says, because he only knows you. Because he only gave you his commandments. He only gave us his commandments. He's only punishing us.
Right.
So why is it that we're on the bottom? Why is it that we're suffering as a people? Why is it that we're last hired, first fired? Why do we have to go through these things? It's because God only knows you. I'm going to give you an example. You got kids? No, nobody out here got kids today. That's crazy. I'm going to give you an example. Y'all got nieces and nephews? Okay. So your niece and nephew come to you and say, hey, auntie, I want to go outside and play with the kids down there on the corner. You can see the kids, right? You say, all right, but be home before the street light come on. You've heard that before? You've heard that? Okay, cool. If they come in at 2 in the morning, what's the repercussion? Is there punishment involved? Right? Cool. Do you go find all the other kids they was with and punish them too? Why not? Oh, he said they ain't got nothing to do with me. I like that term. He said they ain't got nothing to do with me. What you say? Say what? They're not your kids. So let's go back to what we just read. Read it again. Amos 3:1.
Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against you, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
So those are your kids. God says, I only know my kids.
Right.
Y'all see the similarity what we just went over with y'all, right? You gave yours instructions. You gave your loved ones instructions. You didn't give the same instructions to the other kids.
That's right.
You didn't give the same instructions to the other kids. So you can't hold them accountable according to what you said, because you never told them what you said. It was only those who were in your household that you gave the permission to go out there. Make sense? So God is saying the same thing. He said, I only know you. What's your name, sister? Huh? Jeanette? Danetta. Danette. All right. I only know Danette. What's your name, bro? Alvin? I only know Alvin. I only know Danette. I only know these young Jews here. I only know y'all. So because I only know you, because I only gave you my commandments, I guess you're going to get the punishment for breaking the instructions that I gave you.
Right.
We understand that as parents, as uncle, as aunties. You gotta put the smack down with this. Forgive me, it's an old term. But they said put the smack down, right? Why? Because you gave them instructions and they did not follow. So there's punishments that come with breaking those instructions that you gave. Y'all been punished by your parents? See? Why? Because they gave you instructions, right? And you didn't do it. God is saying the exact same thing. So one more time from the top.
You only have I known.
I got your next question.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
So for every law that you break, the ones that he knows, the one that he gave commandments, he's going to punish us. That's why earlier we went over slavery, and I said when you think about slave ships, who's the first people that come to mind, and the only people, it's us. Why are we the only ones associated with that? Because God only gave his commandments to us. He told us what the penalties would be if we broke his commandments. Slavery on ships, yokes of iron around our necks, so on and so forth. Historically, it happened. That's a historical fact. But God wrote it thousands of years ago. And because we broke his commandments, he said, I told y'all what the penalty was going to be. I told y'all what the punishment was going to be. You didn't listen, so here is slavery. Right. Let's see how that works out for you. It didn't work out well for us. Because many of us are still destroyed from it, correct? Why? It all stems from not keeping God's commandments. Right. So, Danette, remember we're open to businesses today, right? Shouldn't be open today, right? So should we be out here patronizing the businesses? Say, you're all right, Danette. You're all right. You're all right. What's your question, brother?
How do we know that, let's say, the Haitian number, right?
Okay.
How do we know that Levi is Haitian?
Okay, very good. Very good question. Let's go back to Genesis chapter 49. Let me Levi and Simeon. I want verse 1, and then I want Levi and Simeon. It's like verse 8 or so, right? Verse 8 or 9. Oh, you want to come up, Cat? You want to come up? Okay, all right, good. Genesis 49 and 1.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
So remember, our forefather Jacob, he's in his older age now. He called his 12 sons and he said, I'm going to show you things prophetically. Jacob was a prophet. I'm showing you things prophetically that's not going to happen in this time we're in, but in the last days, which is in our time. Make sense? Okay, jump to Simeon and Levi. Verse 5.
Verse 5. Simeon and Levi and brethren. Simeon and Levi.
So now, when you read Genesis chapter 49, he goes through his dealings with each son, right? He deals with Judah. If you so-called American black, you're from the tribe of Judah, because he's going to give us how we know who is who. Make sense? So now, he asked about how do we know that Levi are the Haitians. So now, remember, the father's dealing with the sons, telling them what's prophetically going to happen in the last days. Not thousands of years ago, but in these times. You got to read that?
Simeon and Levi are brethren.
So first and foremost, it says Simeon and Levi. So Levi is here, Simeon is here, which is so-called Dominicans, right? So-called Haitians. Let me get this sign. Somebody come hold the sign for me real quick. Somebody come hold the sign real quick. Does anybody, you have any idea about geography?
Oh yeah, I know Haitians and Dominican Republic.
See, you're a smart brother. So I'm going to repeat it because some people may not know. Haiti and the Dominican Republic share the same island. Y'all understand that? So right here, you see the island of Haiti? Split that in half. The other side is the Dominican Republic. So read that line again.
Simeon and Levi are brethren.
So now, why would the Lord, or why would Jacob in the Spirit of God have to tell his son Levi and his son Simeon, you guys are brothers? It's something that's going to be a dividing factor to make them. Listen, I can only imagine standing there to my father. I'm standing next to my brother. I'm Levi. He's Simeon. And he's telling us, Simeon, Levi, your brothers. We're like, I know. But he's not talking about right now as you stand before him. He's talking about in the latter days. So something was going to happen to divide them where they no longer remember that they're brothers. So, when you look at the slave routes that we went over earlier, the slave routes, they went to all of these vast places. Keep reading.
Instruments of cruelty are in their habitation.
So now, here's another factor. It says instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. There's like 3 different layers to that. We're going to go through all 3. What what are Haitians known for?
The freedom black.
Oh, okay, no, not their revolt.
Like,
Something that's, yeah, of course, right. Something that's almost evil. Say it again. Okay, good. It says, cruelty are in their habitations, meaning where they dwell, there's some cruel stuff going on there. So one of them, on the side of the Haitian side, is called voodoo. On the side of the Dominican side, it's called brujeria, right? And it's another form of voodoo. Okay. But if I said voodoo, would everybody out here know what I'm talking about? No, they wouldn't. You know it as voodoo, correct? So we're speaking plainly so that everybody can understand what we're talking about. But I get you. It's voodoo, okay. Brujeria, what is that called? Okay. Huh? Right, it's witchcraft. Both of them is witchcraft. But it's happening on the same island. Now, read it again.
Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou into their secret.
So it says, he's telling all the sons now. He says, listen, don't come to their secret, which is what we just mentioned. Because that's not something that's publicized, is it? Is voodoo publicized or voodoo? It's not publicized. Is brujeria publicized? No, it's kept as a secret. You got to get to the island, be around the natives, so on and so forth. And you go to the voodoo fest, certain festivals, and you'll start to see these things. It says it's kept a secret. Go ahead.
Into their assembly.
Into their what?
Into their assembly.
That's the voodoo fest. So there's something, they assemble these cruel things, but it's kept a secret. Only if you're in the know, you know about it. If you're there on the beach as a vacationer, you have no idea. If you're in the Dominican Republic on vacation, you have no idea. But when it's time for those rituals to happen, all kind of animals getting gutted, because we've been to the voodoo fest. We've been there. We've seen it. What we were doing there, what we're doing right here. Telling our people to come out of that witchcraft. Come out of that wickedness. It's a sin against God. Go ahead.
Might honor.
Mike went out.
Be not thou united.
It says what?
Be not thou united.
So here's the downside. They're sharing the same island. They don't realize they're brothers because one speaks Creole and the other speaks what? French. Spanish. Dominican Republic speaks Spanish. So you're on the same island. The same slave routes dropped y'all off. One side was colonized by the French, one side colonized by the Spaniards. But y'all came from the same route.
My point is this. They came from the same origins, right? From the west coast of Africa. Dropped off in the Caribbean islands. How did they become different people once they touched these islands? If we left here the same people, when we came here, what divided us? Say that again, brother. My brother. The white man is called divide and conquer. What they did was, they divided us through language, they divided us through geographical location, they divided us by complexion, men, women, light, dark. That's how it always happened. They did the same thing in the Caribbean. But in the Caribbean, you gotta think about the terms that the Lord uses. He had to tell you that they're brothers. Is this Jamaica? No, everybody in Jamaica believes that they're brothers. That's not the problem. Everybody in Brazil believes they're brothers. Everybody here in America, you got dark skin. Yeah, that's my brother. What up, bro? We brothers. You understand? That's not the case in one particular place. The same island, the same people, because of a border says nope. Because of a language, nope. Because of a complexion, nope. Because if you do voodoo, we do brujeria, nope. We're not the same people. So-called Dominicans are slaughtering and beating so-called Haitians. This is going on right now. We taught in New York at a rally downtown back in like January because they killed a Haitian brother. They have to be reminded that they are brothers. So we teach in Dominican Republic. We teach in Haiti. We have classes in Spanish, classes in Creole, uniting the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
We ain't gonna let language divide us no more. We ain't gonna let geographical location divide us no more. Sexes, men, women. We ain't gonna let that divide us no more. We coming back as God's people.
Right.
Great.
For in their anger, they slew a man.
So that's the point. I spoke ahead of it. So this is going on now, where Haitians go across to the Dominican side for work. So you see how the setup we have here today? Haitians will bring their tents. I forgot the name of the river. Is it the Red? It's called the Red River because under General Trujillo of Dominican Republic, he ordered a mass slaughtering of so-called Haitians. Now they call that river the Blood River. It's a bordering river. They go from Haiti over to Dominican Republic. And because they slaughtered so many Haitians, and the river ran with blood, they call it, I think it's called the Blood River or the Red River.
Massacre River.
The what?
The Massacre River.
Thank you. It's called the Massacre River. Thank you, brother. Thank you. The Massacre River. Why? Because the river ran with their blood. Y'all understand that? So this is what the Lord is telling us. Listen good, bro. This is your question. He's given us key indicators of who we are. This is why when people see this 12 tribe sign, they're like, oh, how do you know? How do you know? God said he was going to give us the understanding in these last days. Right. God said in Ezekiel chapter 37, he said, make 2 pieces of stick, which is paper, and write the tribes on them. What we're doing is biblical. Right. We had to study for decades to make sure that these things were right according to the scriptures. And now, here's what I want you to see. Right down here, Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. People will see this sign and think it's exclusively to these people here. But the 12 tribes of Israel is scattered in the 4 corners of the earth. So guess what? Some of our people, they would hold up the slave route and come over here. When you look at the slave routes, I want the brother to see right there, Alvin. When you look at the slave routes, it was taken from here. We went up into Europe too, right? We went up into Arabia, Cairo, we was in Russia, in India. They're called the Siddis people. The Siddis were taken as slaves and brought in India. And same thing in Saudi Arabia. Our people are everywhere. So we ain't just teaching in Atlanta. We teach it everywhere these slave ships went. Everywhere these military bases, and they have what they call Navy babies, they go sleep with these women over there. Guess what? If that father is an Israelite, or so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, and they lay with a Chinese woman, that child is an Israelite. Because it's by the seed of the father. That's how a nationality is determined according to God. So anywhere our people are, we're going there to teach them. We're going to raise up the 12 tribes of Israel. Y'all understand that? So that's just one tribe that you asked about, and we gave the understanding, showing Simeon and Levi are brethren. They're in the same habitation. They're cruel to each other. It says, and when they're angry, they'll kill one another. When you look at it historically, that's what so-called Haitians and Dominicans are doing right now, even to this very day. So under that same general, he made his military and himself, he would put white powder on his face to lighten his complexion. And anybody that was dark, he ordered them killed. So majority of the darker people were who? The Haitians. So there was, to read that last part again.
But thou be not thou united.
It says don't be united. You're not going to be united. That's why in the beginning, he's telling you, you're brothers, but you won't be united. You're not gonna, even though you're on the same island, you're not going to be united. Go ahead.
For in their anger, they slew a man.
It says in their anger, they slew or killed a man. Go ahead.
And in their self-will, they dig down a wall.
In their self-will, they dig down a wall. They break down habitations.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word